Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing an SGC preview and reveal all in one. There's 13 cards. They're all baseball cards. Some of these cards are the ones that I wanted to get put in right before we went on our trip to France and to Greece. And now these cards are back. So I'm pretty excited to share them with you. So how about we just flip the camera and I'll show you what cards I'm sending in, and then we'll take a look at the grades. Okay, so like I told you, there's 13 cards. They're all baseball cards, and I'm pretty excited about them. So how about we just jump right in. The first card is this beautiful 1966 Ferguson Jenkins rookie card. I picked this one up at an LCS, actually at a card shop, not really an LCS. It was one that's about 40 minutes away. It's a rather new one. I don't know if they're in business. I haven't been back. They were mostly modern, but they did have a couple cards. This is a tough card. I think they grade it tough. I'm going to guess about a 4.5 for this card. Next up, look at this beauty. 1961 Willie Davis rookie card. I'm a big fan of Willie Davis. I've told you guys that many a times. I just think this is a beautiful card. I think it's in really good shape. I think this has a shot at a 6. I think it's between a 5 and a 6, but I'd love to see a 6 on this card. Speaking of beautiful cards, how about this beauty? 1958 Bill Mazeroski. This is a second year Maz. God, the coloring on this card is so sweet. And it's pretty well centered. You know, I think they grade these 50s tough. I always tend to overshoot. I would love to see a 5, but I'm going to guess this is going to come in around a 4.5 to a 5 for Bill Mazeroski. Next three are Don Drysdale cards as I'm trying to finish his run. First one up is this 1968 Don Drysdale. You know, this one looks to be pretty well centered and in pretty good shape. Every time I turn in a 68, and I think it's because the corners tend to hide phrase, but when they look at it up close, you see them. I get a lower grade than I thought. So I'm going to go with a 5 for Mr. Drysdale, but I'm going to love seeing this one in a tux. How about 1967 Don Drysdale? Really nice picture of his. This is another nice card. Centering left to right's pretty strong. Top to bottom's not bad. Pitcher's fantastic. Back's, a little worn. Not worn, but color faded, I guess is the way to think about it. I am going to say a 4.5 for Mr. Drysdale. And then the last Drysdale that I'm turning in this submission is the 1964 Don Drysdale. And this one is a beauty. It's pretty well centered, little off left to right, but not by a lot. I think this one has a good shot at a 5. So I'm going to go with a 5 for Mr. Don Drysdale. 1958 Louis Aparicio. Shout out to my good friend Jason, everyday card collector, because this is one of his guys. This is actually the first Aparicio that I will have graded in my collection. I think it's a beautiful card. I love these all-star cards. And this one's in pretty good shape. Centering, not bad. Coloring's just really vibrant. I would love to see a 5, maybe even squeak a 6 on this, but I'm going to go with a 5 as my guess. 1949 Bowman Vern Stevens rookie card. And, I'm so excited to have this card. I'm a big Vern Stevens fan. I think he should be in the Hall when you look at his numbers. This one's in, the coloring and the picture on this card are fantastic. There's no major creases on the card. The centering's pretty solid. If you look at the corners, they've got some wear and tear on them. And that might be what holds it back, from a grading perspective. I think this is a 2 with an outside shot at a 3. All right, I shared this beauty before, but look at this. This is the Willie Mays in action. These 72 in action cards are so hard to find centered, and this one is really well centered. Corners are pretty sharp. I think this is a beautiful card. I'm hoping for a 7. I think it's between a 6 and a 7, but I would love to see this card come in at a 7 for Mr. Mays. Last 4 cards are all Henry Aaron cards that I'm trying to get for the Henry Aaron run that I'm making. This one I've had for a while. I just hadn't turned it in. It's the 68 All-Star. It's in pretty good shape. It's not, it's not perfect, but it's a nice card. I'm going to guess between a 4 and a 5 for Mr. Aaron. I think this could squeak a 5. Let's go with 5. 1957, Henry Aaron, reverse negative. This has got a really nice picture. Centering's not bad. It's not great. It does have a little, I think it's crease here, small crease here that might go through. So I think that's going to hold it back from a grading perspective. I'm going to go with a 2.5 on this card. I think it's a 2 to a 2.5, but I'm really excited to have this one slabbed. 1959 Henry Aaron All-Star. This one's a beauty. Love this card. Picture's really sharp. Coloring's really sharp. Centering's not bad. A little off left to right, a little off top to bottom. The back is really clean. I'm going to go with, let's shoot for a 6 on this one. I think that's a stretch, but I think it's got a shot at a 6. It's between a 5 and a 6. And then the last card that we're turning in is this beautiful Power Plus with Henry Aaron and Ernie Banks. Beautiful picture on this card. Card's centered pretty well. These 2 bottom edges are a little touched. I'd love to see this come in at a 4 to a 4.5. I think it should be able to get to that grade. So that's the card. Those are the cards that I'm sending in. Next time you hear my voice, we'll be looking at the grades, so hang tight. Okay, so the cards are back. It took about 6 weeks, a little over 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks. So not bad. Still running a little slower than they used to, but I don't think it's all that bad personally. There's 13 cards here. The first one is that 1966 Ferguson Jenkins rookie card. I think, SGC grades hard in my opinion, and I think they grade this card in particularly pretty hard. I was shooting for a 4.5, so let's see where we came. Okay, that's a 5. That's even better. Yeah, I was hoping for a 5. I thought it was a 4.5 to a 5. Got a 5 on this beautiful Ferguson Jenkins rookie card. Really excited to have another Hall of Fame rookie graded and in the collection. Next up is Willie Davis, the 1961 Willie Davis. This card I thought was in really good shape. I was thinking it's between a 5 and a 6. I'm kind of hoping to be able to squeeze a 6. Let's see what they gave it. Oh yeah, look at that, a 6.5. That is just a beautiful card. I love this card. Look at the coloring of that. Oh yeah, really excited with that one. Awesome. Next up is the 58 Bill Mazeroski. This one, I think I was hoping for a 4.5 to a 5. It's a really sharp card. The coloring on this card is amazing. Let's see what they gave it. Oh, perfect. A 6. Yeah, I'm a little gun shy because they grade these things pretty hard, but look at this card. Holy Toledo, is that a gorgeous card. Love the coloring on that card. Look, it just pops. This card just pops in a tux. Whoa, so far so good. All right, the next 3 cards are Don Drysdale's. First one is a 68. I think I was shooting for a 5, maybe a 6, but when I turn in 68s, they tend to grade lower than I think. So let's see what they gave Mr. Drysdale. Okay, yes. They gave him a 6. Good looking card. Look at the Dodger blue on that. Awesome. This is awesome. So far, so good with this submission. Next Drysdale is the 1967 Drysdale. The front of this card is it's really well centered and has a really sharp picture. The back, as you can see, the color's a little faded. So for that reason, I was, I was thinking a 4.5 to a 5. But let's see what they said. Yep, they gave it a 4, and I think that's a fair grade. Still a beautiful card. I mean, I'm happy with that. That's a sweet looking 67 of Mr. Drysdale. And the last Drysdale card is the 1964 Don Drysdale. I thought this one could potentially get a 5, but I didn't notice this before. It looks like, if you can see that, looks like there might even be a little pen mark there. So let's see what they said. Oh, 6.5. Yeah, the front of this card is just absolutely gorgeous. Loving that. Loving that. I'm getting really close to completing a Drysdale run. Probably have like 2 or 3 more cards of his. Next up is the 58 Louis Aparicio All-Star card. This is another card that, the centering's pretty good. The back centering's not so great, which I think is going to hold it back, but the coloring on this card's amazing. I was hoping for a 5, maybe a 6. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got that 6. Look at that. That's another card that just pops. When you get a card with red or green background and they're in good shape, boy, do they pop when you put them in one of these SGC holders. So stoked about that. All right, next one up. You guys know I am a big Vern Stevens fan, and this is the 1949 Vern Stevens rookie card. And, it's in pretty good shape. The corners were a little bit nicked. The coloring is really good on this card. I was hoping for a 2 to a 3 for Mr. Stevens. Let's see what they gave it. Yes, they gave it the 3. Look at that beauty. That's exactly where I thought this card could potentially come in. Coloring on that is fantastic. I've said it a million times. I think this guy should be in the Hall of Fame based on his numbers, but I'm really excited to have this card. Next up, the 1972 Willie Mays in action. I picked this one up at my LCS. This card is really well centered, and these are not easy cards to get centered. I thought 6 to a 7. I was really hoping for a 7 on this card. Let's see what they gave it. Yes, they gave it the 7. Look at that card. That is such a cool picture of the Say Hey Kid sliding into third. That's a really well-centered card. That's a beauty. Awesome. Next up is the Henry Aaron All-Star card. Now, this card, when I first turned it in, I thought it could be a 5, but I realized, or I had forgotten, one of the reasons I hadn't turned it in, it's got a small crease in the front. Hard to see, but it's there. I know it's there. So instead of a 5, I'm going to guess with that crease, we're talking a 3 here. So let's see what they gave him. They gave him a 4. Okay. I'm really, really happy with that. Anytime, Aaron, he's my man. Trying to complete his run, continuing to get close. As a matter of fact, the next 3 cards are also Henry Aaron's to finish this thing out. So that's a good one. 1957 Henry Aaron, the reverse negative. This one has a gorgeous picture, and the centering is really good. There are a couple small creases on the side. So I was guessing a 2.5 on this card, hoping maybe I could squeak a 3. And they gave me a 2. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair for this card, just based on the way this side is. But look at this card. Like, I could care less that it's a 2. It's beautiful. I mean, beautiful. Really excited to have that one. Awesome. Next one up is the 59 All-Star. Thought this card was in fantastic shape. Once again, it's got great coloring. It's gonna pop. I think it's between a 5 and a 6. I'm hoping to squeak a 6. Let's see what they gave Mr. Aaron. 5-5, right in between. Look at that card. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Totally excited about that card. Awesome. And then the last card, probably my favorite card of the submission, is the Power Plus with Mr. Banks and Mr. Aaron. Beautiful picture on this. I think the centering's pretty solid. I was thinking a 4.5, 4 to a 4.5 on this, and I'd be really happy. Let's see what they gave us. Oh yeah, a 5. I just absolutely love this card. Look at the coloring on that thing. Awesome. Wow, this was a really good submission. I'm totally stoked with these grades. They're exactly where I wanted them to be. The cards look amazing. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Let me know what you think, which cards you like the best. Once again, thanks again for taking the time to watch. Until we talk again, stay safe and keep collecting. We'll talk to y'all soon.